Hello, my name is Brielle McKinney. I work at Deaconess Hospital. I'm the practice manager for weight loss solutions in the diabetic clinic, and today I'm here to talk to you about how to organize your pantry. We're starting off with the canned goods that I grabbed from the cabinet below. I'm first trying to locate all of the items that have expired dates on them, so I'm going to put these aside. And then a couple of items I have chosen not to use anymore, so I'm going to place these items aside as well for a local food pantry. The items that we have left, you're going to group together into like categories such as beans together, soups together, and canned fruits together. And then you're going to place them in your pantry in that fashion so that you can get them out easier later. Once you've grouped your items together, you're going to place the things back in the cabinet, and for easy accessibility, you're going to put the items you use most frequently in the front, and those items you don't use as frequently are going to be placed in the back. Now we're here at the cereal cabinet, and most families are very busy and they forget about what they've got in their cabinets. So we're going to go through just like the canned good cabinet, and we're going to remove the things that are expired and that we no longer want. Organizing your cabinet for your family, think about the things that are used most frequently, such as cereals, peanut butter, and pastas. Those things that are up a little higher out of reach should be the snacks and the popcorn and things that you use several times a week instead of daily. Now that we've organized our cabinet, the question will be, how can we keep it that way? So it would be recommended that you could take a brief inventory of your cabinets before you go to the grocery so that you know what to purchase once you get there.
Hi, my name is Debbie Pfeiffer. I'm a registered dietitian working at Deaconess Weight Loss Solutions. And today we're going to be doing a pantry makeover, looking at foods that are typical foods that you may have in your cabinet and refrigerator, and how you can make healthier choices for you and your family when grocery shopping. Today we're going to be looking at bread, cereal, and starch selections. Our dietary guidelines recommend that all Americans consume half of their grain servings as whole grains. And sometimes going into the grocery store and looking at the front of the package is too difficult to determine if you're actually getting a serving of whole grains. So let's take a look at some packages that we have here. We have two types of breads. We have, it says on the front, 100% multi-grain. It's always good to look at the percentage. Now it does say 100% on the front, but let's go ahead and take a look at the ingredient list. Your ingredients are listed according to their content in a particular product. So you always want to look at your first ingredient. There's all sorts of grains that we eat. We eat a lot of wheat in this country, but there's corn, there's rice, there's barley, there's bulgur, there's oats. This is they're using various types of grains, but the first ingredient does say whole or whole grain with the grain listed there. So this is a good indication that this would be a whole grain product. So here we have Iron Kids bread. It says all fiber and 4 times the calcium of 100% whole wheat bread. So you're getting more fiber and more calcium, but if I'm trying to work in more whole grains, as I look at the label, it tells me the first ingredient is enriched bleached flour. That is not a whole grain. Enriched just means they're adding back in the vitamins and minerals that were lost during processing. So if I was wanting to purchase a whole grain product, this would be an example of a product I would not purchase. When you go to the grocery store, have you noticed that when you walk down the aisle, it's about an entire aisle length of a variety of different types of cereals? But what type of cereal, what are the characteristics when you're looking at a cereal do you want to look for? If we look at Lucky Charms, it tells us at the top whole grain and calcium guaranteed. But when we go to look at the nutrition facts label and the ingredient list, we see that the ingredient is whole grain oats, but what else are contained in this cereal? What other ingredients do we have? And we see marshmallows, which tells us sugar and modified corn syrup. We have dextrose, which is another type of added sugar. We go on down and we see sugar, we see corn syrup, We see a variety of different types of added sugar. This is an example of a sugar-coated cereal. This also, even though it's multi-grain cereal, it says 5 whole grains, which we are getting some whole grains, but it says lightly sweetened. When looking at cereals and going to the grocery store and trying to decide what to purchase, best choice would be choosing an unsweetened cereal where you can control the amount of sugar that goes on the cereal, or you can add sugar or your sugar substitute. Another good characteristic would be to look at the nutrition facts label. Look at the fiber content in the particular product. Choosing a cereal that has 5 grams or more of fiber would be a good choice. Be sure to check the ingredient list on the nutrition facts panel and look for the first ingredient to be whole or whole grain. Now we're going to be talking about snacks. What we have here are snacks that may be in your home that I would encourage you to buy less often. We have a lot of fat and added sugars and added salt in these types of products. Be careful with the popcorn that you're buying. Popcorn is a whole grain and can be a healthier snack, but in investigating, reviewing the label, you can see it's got a lot of trans fat and saturated fat, which is your artery clogging fat. In nuts, your best choice is to buy the whole nut, not in the can or the jar, but in the bag. Always look at the label and the ingredient list. Not only do we have several various nuts, but we also have cottonseed oil and salt added. Snacks can be part of a healthy diet, and what we have here are examples of healthy snacks. Can include low-fat popcorn, canned, fresh, or dried fruit, and low-fat dairy foods. In addition to fresh fruit, your family can enjoy a variety of canned and frozen fruit products, but you want to make sure that you're purchasing products without added sugar. Always look at the front of the package. If you see the term 100% fruit and juice, then you know there's no added sugar. Do not go by the term light. If you look at the ingredient list and see a sugar or a form of sugar, look for a unsweetened option. In addition to fresh vegetables, other good options include canned vegetables and frozen vegetables. When choosing canned vegetables, best choice is going to say no added salt on the front of the package. If you cannot find no added salt in the variety you're purchasing, be sure to drain the juice once you open the can, rinse the vegetable, and cook it in water. This will help lower the sodium content. When purchasing frozen vegetables, be sure to avoid the varieties with added cheese, butter, or creamy sauces. I always say, if you want cheese sauce on the broccoli, make your own with low-fat cheese. Dairy foods should be a part of our everyday eating habits. We have good quality protein and calcium added. There's good quality protein and calcium for healthy bones and teeth. Be sure to choose the low-fat, fat-free dairy foods. We have examples of reduced fat or low-fat cheeses. When choosing the brick cheeses, look for the term light, reduced fat, or low fat. Look for your low-fat, fat-free yogurts. And when choosing milk, be sure to choose skim or 1% milk. Whole milk is appropriate for those children less than 2 years of age. Now we're going to talk about meat and meat alternatives, which are great sources of quality protein. 3 things to remember when purchasing or preparing meat. Be sure to choose your leaner cuts of beef and pork. Take the skin off the poultry. Baking, roasting, broiling, grilling, even light sauteing versus deep frying are healthier ways to prepare your meat. Also look at your portion size. A serving of meat should be about the size of a deck of cards or 3 ounces. Beans are a great meat alternative. They're a wonderful source of quality protein and fiber and less expensive than your meat, fish, and poultry items. Beans can be purchased dried, which you prepare, or canned. If purchasing canned, be sure to rinse the bean to lower the sodium content. Another good protein source would be eggs, and eggs can be enjoyed for any meal. If you're concerned about your cholesterol level, you can always select a yolkless egg product that you can find in the refrigerated section of your grocery store. When purchasing ground beef, be sure to check the front of the package. choose at least 91% lean. When purchasing ground turkey or ground chicken, be sure you're purchasing 100% white meat ground turkey or chicken. Ask your butcher if you are unsure. The American Heart Association recommends you consume 2 servings of fish a week. You could enjoy fresh, frozen, or canned packaged fish products. What kind of beverages are you and your family drinking? We have on one side a variety of what we call sugar-containing beverages. We have examples of the amount of added sugar in the soda sizes that we have. You get an average of 9 to 10 teaspoons of sugar in a 12-ounce can of soda. In this 16-ounce bottle, you have about 16 teaspoons of added sugar. The problem with sugar-containing beverages is there are no essential nutrients. So there's no vitamins, there's no minerals, there's nothing like fiber. All you're getting is added sugars. And it's not just sodas that we're concerned about. It's the sports drinks, the lemonades, the fruit juice beverages, the sweetened teas. Better choices would be calorie-free diet drinks. When choosing fruit juice, make sure it is 100% fruit juice. Be sure to limit your intake to 6 to 8 ounces a day. The best choice to quench your thirst is a glass of water. Out of the tap, it's virtually free. Make it interesting with some sliced fruit like lemons or limes, berries, or even sliced cucumbers. Your family will love it.